Track wrestling here in Trnava, Slovakia, Junior World Championships with Junior World Greco coach Nate Engel, also new volunteer assistant at Stanford. I guess let's start with this tournament. I think it's going to be a 10th place finish maybe for the United States in Greco. Silver and a bronze. Your thoughts stepping away from this tournament on what you guys accomplished here?
You know, obviously we wanted to do better and bring home a team trophy. I think that's always the goal. That would have been huge for us. But, you know, I think everybody went out there and fought hard. I think our camps went really, really well. I think we had a lot of guys that are seasoned, you know, on this team. Kamal, Schultz, Taylor Lamont, and then guys stepping up like Andrew Berryessa. So it was neat to see, you know, in the last 2 years, the hard work of Matt Lindland and Gary Mayab and that team coming through. Because let's face it, they're behind the scenes every single day. You know, I'm off coaching folk style and on the background. So, you know, I'm not disappointed. I think there's always room for improvement. You know, we can always get better, and I think we're starting to see that improve as a whole, and I hope that our country sees that, because, you know, they're so used to seeing folk style and freestyle that they don't see that, you know, these guys overseas, they start wrestling Greco as young kids, and we're trying to catch up, and I think we're really doing that at the grassroots all the way through to the senior team. So it's just a matter of time until we break through again like they did in 2007.
Yeah, it seems like maybe some of the pieces are starting to come together a little bit, with Colton backing up a cadet world title a year ago with a junior world bronze this time around, wrestling grown men out there as a 17-year-old high school senior, and Berryessa making a run to the finals, and Kamal what he did a year ago, even though it didn't manifest itself here. And then you look at Hancock winning the Poland Open. Does it feel that way to you too? Like maybe there's a group starting to come together that can be together for maybe a decade to come? Yeah,
100%. I mean, these guys are working really hard. I was in Vegas and Colorado for 2 weeks with the senior team as well. So, yeah, I mean, that's what it takes. It takes hard work. It doesn't. You just don't step out there and win world medals. So they're doing the right things, and I think we're just a tiny bit away from really being great. And you know, I think in Budapest they're going to do really good things out there.
Berryessa, how far has that guy come in the time that you've known him?
Oh man, I mean, I've known him for probably 3 or 4 years now, just being from California and seeing him at tournaments and talking with him and his family. And I mean, the guy truly loves Greco. I mean, yes, he's at Cornell and he's going to wrestle folk style and do great things for them, but he truly loves Greco. And Coach Ahad, I mean, that guy's a mad scientist up there for, you know, their RTC, and he truly believes in Ahad and what they're doing up there. And Andrew, I mean, the sky's the limit with him. I wouldn't be surprised if 2020 he's making an Olympic team. You know, he's got another year at juniors, and the guy won 2 great matches yesterday to make it to the finals. Wrestled now, you know what, a 4-time world champ. The guy was no slouch, so, you know, we told him he's got to go out there and just fight hard, and he did from whistle to whistle every single match, and so that's all we can ask for.
What's your message to him afterward?
You know, look at the things that he did good and the things that didn't go well for him, and don't sulk on it. Keep his head high and build from it and get better. And, you know, less than 10 or 11 months, he's going to be back at the Junior World Championships, winning a world championship. So for him, you know, just keep working hard and believing in himself, and the sky's the limit for him.
Your story's interesting to me, and I don't know a ton about it, but you know, you go from being an All-American in NAIA at Missouri Valley to now an assistant out at Stanford, stopping Navy along the way. You don't see people taking that path from an NAIA to D1 very often. How did it happen for you?
Well, I was wrestling Greco for a while, you know, Sunkist Kids and WCAP, and 2014, Joel Sherritt was at Air Force and asked me if I wanted to be a volunteer coach, and I thought, you know, I really want to coach, and this is my opportunity to take full advantage. And so I did that season with him. Then he went to Navy. He called me, offered me a job to come to Navy, and, you know, I was getting ready to get married. My wife's from the East Coast, and I thought this is an amazing opportunity to get into Division I wrestling. And I think just hard work. You know, everything my entire life wasn't because I was the most talented or the most athletic. You know, you just got to keep chipping away, and it's not what you know. I think in the wrestling world, it's who you know. It's a big fraternity, and just treating people the right way and recruiting and all that type of stuff, making them believe in a vision of your program, whether when I was at Navy, now at Stanford. And so, I don't know, I mean, I got the best wife in the world. She tells me every day, you know, how amazing I am. And I'm just, you know, a little guy trying to do great things for this amazing sport. And so I think that's what I attribute it to.
What attracted you to Greco?
So 2005, I was coaching Team Missouri with Coach Mayab up in Fargo, and Spencer Mango was wrestling up in Northern Michigan, needed a training partner, I think, for the Junior World Championships, and I got thrown every which way. And Coach Mayab, being a Greco guy, said, hey, you should really try this Greco thing out. So I had one more year of college, didn't finish the way I wanted. Yvonne called me, said, come up to Northern Michigan, and the rest is history, and I mean, I love it. I just love wrestling. You know, like Dan Gable said, wrestling's wrestling, doesn't matter what style.
You mentioned Coach Mayab, and you probably got an interesting vantage point from the position you're in. What do you think that he has brought to the Greco program in the last year?
Oh, man, I mean, that guy is the hardest working person, I think. You know, the guy doesn't sleep. I think the most sleep he's had is since we've been over here is in a year. He's slept the most since we've been here. The guy fell asleep, you know, watching TV, because all he's trying to do is grow our sport at the grassroots level all the way to the senior level with Matt, and the guy works tirelessly. I mean, it's just unbelievable, his passion for this sport. You know, he doesn't want to take any credit, but I tell him every day this week, you know, he's got to take credit. Him and Matt are doing some great things, and Coach Mayab, I mean, I wouldn't be where I am today without him.
You're going to go back to Stanford. What attracted you to that position? What made that a good fit for you?
So, you know, I'm from California, about 2 hours away from the wine country, and they called me up, and you know, I was really happy at Navy, and then the more we talked and the more they wanted to start a Greco RTC, and you know, it started really turning, and you know, Ray, Blake, Alex Terapelli, and our head coach Jason Borelli, they're unbelievable. I mean, they're recruiting their butts off. You know, we got some great kids. I think we're going to, you know, start to break through. And then also our administration. I mean, we have the most successful athletic department in the country, and to have those types of people behind you every single day that you know, give you what you need to be successful, I mean, that's what you need. And then growing this Greco program, you know, is the next step too.
You mentioned Greco RTC, and they're starting to pop up around the country in different places, and it seemed like not that long ago it was just Colorado Springs and Northern Michigan, and that's pretty much it. But now that we're seeing them starting to surface around the country, what kind of effect will that have on Greco wrestling around the country at all levels?
Yeah, I think it's going to be huge. I mean, there's no secret why I feel like freestyle is having the success that they're having. You know, when Zeke and those guys started the RTCs and then Bill Zadig took over, I mean, it's unbelievable that these clubs or these RTCs have, you know, ways to pay their athletes for living and all that type of stuff, and give them more time to train, because you got to be able to afford it to keep training. And so, you know, it's no secret why freestyle is doing as well as they are. And I think if Greco, we can keep building the Greco RTCs, it's going to keep guys around longer, and it's going to make, you know, the United States that much better.